All right, sorry this wasn't up sooner. I was having technical difficulties recording through screen for the first time today, but tomorrow I know how to do it now for tomorrow, so it should be up sooner. So today's lesson is about finding the area of a regular polygon. So that means any number of sides. So like this has 6, that has 9, anything, any information given, and any location. So this is 8 there, but this 11's in a different spot. So that is different for you. So what that means is we're going to need to find something that fits every situation. Something that fits every situation is cutting it up into congruent triangles and then finding the area of one triangle and multiplying by the number of triangles, because anything regular is going to have congruent triangles. So we're going to do 4 steps to this process. The first step is to cut into right triangles. Oh, sorry. So in our case, we are going to, I like to start with just cutting it into the congruent triangles based on the side lengths. And then I like to cut those all in half. But you can draw it however you choose. So when you do that, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 triangles because there are 6 sides. So it's double the amount of right triangles.
Can I please have Mr. Keller and Miss Simpson stop by the front office, please? Mr. Keller and Miss Simpson stop by the front office.
Then I'm going to take one of those right triangles out. So I just felt like taking this one. They're all the same, so it should be the same result. And I'm going to label the information I know. I know this side is 8, but I only want half of that. So this is 4 because this line cut it into 2 right triangles that were the same. So then the next step would be to help you find information about the triangle to help you find the area. So to find the area, you need 1/2 base times height. Well, we already have the base, but we're looking for the height. There's no more information given in the picture, so you need more to be able to answer what the height is. So the next thing we can do is find an angle to help us then find the height. And we've been finding angles all of last week, so we can use our formulas. So find an angle. So what we're going to do is find an interior angle because that's all of these angles on the inside which relate to this triangle. This angle, let's use a different highlighter here. This angle right here is considered this angle right here, which is part of an interior angle. It's not the whole thing, but it's part of an interior. So the formula for one interior is 180 times n minus 2 divided by n. So we need to find the one interior, but then find part of it. And what I mean by that is like if I drew a hexagon, this is an interior angle, but this got cut in half. So once I find my answer for this, I need to cut it in half. So the number of sides is 6, so I'm going to do 180 times 6 minus 2 divided by 6. So when you solve that, you get 120. Let me make sure that's right. 180 times 4 is 720, and then divided by 6 is 120. And then that was that whole angle, but you need to cut it in half, so I divide that by 2, which is going to give me 60. So then when I redraw that triangle, I've got 60 right here, 4, and h. So now I've got enough information to help me find h, because I want to find the area of that right triangle to help me find the area of the whole thing. So the next step would be to find base and or height. So in this case, we only need height, but there will be different pictures and different information given. Like in this one, they gave you a different piece of info, so you need to follow that information to help you answer the question. So sometimes you have to find base, sometimes you have to find height, sometimes you have to find both. Here we only need height. So I'm going to write SOHCAHTOA to help me out. So that's sine, cosine, tangent. So to find the height, I'm using the 60 degrees and h. So h is opposite to 60, and then 4 is adjacent to 60. So opposite and adjacent is tangent. So all right, tangent of 60 over 1 equals opposite, which is h, over adjacent, which is 4. So you cross multiply here, but before we do that, I do want to talk about rounding. So normally with these questions, with just like trig, like sine, cosine, tangent, we would just do the question and then that would be your answer. But here, this is within our work, we're getting a piece of the triangle, but we need to find the final answer of finding all the triangles together. So what would happen is if we did this problem, we would round, and then at the end we round again, and that's a problem to continue to round multiple times within a problem. So instead what we're gonna do is round 4 decimal places. Oop, that's an M. Places in your work. So what that means is we're going to round really far out, and then when we get to the end, we're going to round like we normally do to 2 decimal places. So when I cross multiply, I get h times 1 is h equals 4 times tangent of 60. So then we get h equals 6.9282. So when we do that, that means it's 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places after the decimal, not before. So then we've got our height. So now we've got our base and our height to find the area of the triangle. Last step is to put everything together. So I'm going to write it in words, and then we'll put the numbers in. So area is going to be 1/2 times base times height, because that's the area of the triangle. And then we're going to multiply that by the number of right triangles, because we are trying to find all those triangles put together to make the whole shape. So then I'm just putting in numbers. So area equals, and you can use 0.5 if you want as 1/2, and then times the base, which was 4, times the height. You're just pulling numbers here. So 4, and then height 6.9282, and then times the number of right triangles. Well, there were 6 sides, then there's double the amount of right triangles, so there's 12. And then we put all this in our calc and we round 2 decimal places just as we normally would. So you get 166.28 units squared. So now I want you to do the next one. In class tomorrow, I will go over this practice, so you can wait until then if you'd like to watch that video of when I talk about it in class. There's no like extra homework tonight, okay? Have a good one.